Are you practicing your balance exercises every single day, but still feel like you aren't making real progress? Perhaps you feel a little steadier for a few moments, but as soon as you step into the real world, that frustrating feeling of instability comes right back. You might be telling yourself, I'm just not getting any better, or maybe this is as good as it's going to get. If this sounds like you, I want you to stop and take a deep breath, because the problem might not be your effort, your age, or your body. The problem might be how you are practicing. It's a secret that very few people talk about. You can do balance exercises for hours, but if you're making a few common fundamental mistakes, you could actually be reinforcing the wrong habits. You could be teaching your brain to rely on cheats instead of truly rebuilding its natural, internal balance system. It's like trying to build a strong house with a crooked foundation. No matter how hard you work, it will never feel truly solid. In this video, we are going to fix that foundation. I am going to reveal the 3 most common balance mistakes that I see people make every single day. These are errors that even well-intentioned people make, and they could be the single biggest reason you feel stuck on a frustrating plateau. More importantly, for each mistake, I will give you a simple, immediate correction, a small adjustment you can make today that will fundamentally change the way you practice. By the end of this video, you won't just have more exercises, you will have a smarter way to train, a clearer path to making real, lasting progress, and a renewed sense of hope that you can and will feel steady and confident again. All right, let's dive into the first and by far the most common mistake I see people make when trying to improve their balance: constantly looking down at their feet. I know why it happens. It feels safer, doesn't it? It seems logical that if you can see your feet, you can control them better. But here is the counterintuitive truth. Every time you look down, you are accidentally teaching your brain to be lazy. You are building a system that is doomed to fail in the real world. Think back to our balance team of 3 systems: your vision, your inner ear's vestibular system, and your body's sense of position or proprioception. When you stare at the floor, you are forcing your vision to do 100% of the work. It becomes the team captain, the star player, and the entire defense, all at once. In response, your other 2 systems, your inner ear and the feeling in your joints and feet, say, okay, vision has this covered, and they go quiet. They stop sending strong signals to the brain because they don't have to. This is precisely why you feel so unsteady the moment you look up. If you're walking and you look up to greet a neighbor, or you're in a store and you look up at a shelf, that sudden jolt of instability happens because your star player, your vision, is suddenly looking at something else. Your other 2 players were asleep on the bench, and they get called into the game without any warning. So, how do we fix this? We have to wake up the rest of the team, and we do it safely. Here is the correction. Find a safe place to practice. The corner of a room is perfect because you have walls on both sides. A narrow hallway or a doorway where you can touch both sides also works. Start by standing with your feet comfortably apart. Now, deliberately lift your gaze. Find a single specific spot on the wall in front of you, directly at eye level. This is your new focal point. Your only job for the next 30 to 60 seconds is to keep your eyes on that spot. Just stand there. Don't look down, not even for a second. Try to feel what's happening. Feel the floor underneath your entire foot, from your toes to your heels. You will likely start to feel your ankle muscles making tiny adjustments. You might feel yourself swaying slightly. That feeling is not a sign of failure. It is the sound of your proprioceptive system finally waking up and starting to talk to your brain again. That is the feeling of progress. Once you are comfortable just standing, try a slow march in place, lifting one knee then the other, all while keeping your eyes locked on that spot on the wall. The specific exercise is less important than the golden rule: eyes up. You are rebuilding your brain's trust in your body. This is the foundation for real-world balance. The second major mistake is a paradox. It's a habit we develop for safety, but one that can secretly sabotage our long-term progress. This is the mistake of over-relying on your support, gripping the counter or chair with all your might, and never letting go. Let me be absolutely clear. Using a support when you practice is not a mistake. It is essential, it is smart, and it is non-negotiable for safety. The mistake is not that you use a support, but how you use it. Think about it like learning to ride a bicycle. When you were a child, you likely had training wheels. They were essential to keep you from falling while you got the hang of pedaling and steering. But if you never, ever lifted those training wheels off the ground, you would never actually learn to balance the bike on your own. You would become an expert at riding with training wheels, but you would never learn how to truly ride. Your kitchen counter or your sturdy chair can become a permanent set of training wheels. When you grip it tightly, your arm, your shoulder, and your upper body are doing the stabilizing work. Your brain gets the signal that it doesn't need to fire up the small, fast-acting muscles in your core and legs to make those tiny, critical adjustments. You are practicing the exercise, but you are not practicing the balance. So, how do we fix this? We learn how to slowly and safely raise the training wheels. Here is the correction: the progressive support technique. This is a simple, 4-level system to teach your body to rely on itself again. Always start your exercises right next to your support. Level 1. The full palm. This is your starting point. When you begin any new exercise, place your full, flat palm on the support surface. This gives you maximum stability and confidence. Stay at this level for as long as you need. Level 2. The fingertips. Once level 1 feels very stable, it's time for a small challenge. Lift your palm so that only your 5 fingertips are touching the surface. This is a significant change. It forces your core and legs to engage more, to take on more of the balancing responsibility. Level 3. The single finger. When you've mastered the fingertips, progress to using just one finger for support. The amount of stability this provides is minimal, which means your body is now doing 99% of the work. Your brain is relearning how to make those rapid-fire adjustments on its own. Level 4. The hover. This is the final goal. You perform the exercise while hovering your hand just an inch or two above the support. The support is still there. You know you can touch it at any second, which removes the fear, but your body is now balancing completely on its own. This is where true, functional, real-world balance is built. Do not rush this process. Spend days or even weeks at each level. The goal is not to reach level 4 by tomorrow. The goal is to make safe, steady progress. By doing this, you are graduating from needing a support to simply using it as a safety net. The third and final mistake we'll cover today is one that keeps people feeling safe in their living room, but completely unprepared for the world outside their door. This is the mistake of only ever practicing your balance exercises on a hard, flat, perfect surface like a hardwood or tile floor. Practicing only on a perfect floor is like a sailor who only ever practices sailing in a completely calm, waveless harbor. They might become an expert at handling the boat in perfect conditions, but the moment they face a real wave or a gust of wind, they are completely lost because they have never trained for it. Your hard, flat floor is that calm harbor. But life is not a calm harbor. The real world is full of unpredictable surfaces. Plush carpets in a friend's home, a soft lawn at a picnic, slightly uneven sidewalks, or even just a thick rug in your own hallway. When you only train on a perfect surface, your brain learns to expect a consistent, unchanging stream of information from your feet. It gets very, very good at balancing on that one specific surface. But when you suddenly step onto a soft carpet, the information changes. The surface gives way slightly. The signals from your feet become muffled and different, and your brain panics. It doesn't have a program for this new situation, and that is when a fall can happen. So, how do we fix this? We start training for small, controlled waves inside our safe harbor. Here is the correction: The safe surface progression. I cannot stress this enough. You should only attempt this when you feel very confident and stable with your exercises on a hard floor and always while using a firm support. Your safety is paramount. Step 1. The towel. Take a simple bath towel and fold it in half. Place it on the floor right in front of your support. Now, step onto the towel and just stand there. That's it. Notice the subtle difference. The slight cushioning of the towel creates a very mild, unstable surface. It forces your feet and ankles to work a little harder to make micro adjustments. Practice standing and then perhaps a slow march in place, always holding your support. Step 2. The yoga mat. Once the towel feels easy, you can graduate to a folded yoga mat or a similar foam cushion. This will provide a bit more wobble and a greater challenge. Again, the goal is not to perform complex exercises here. The goal is simply to stand, to feel, and to let your brain learn this new surface while holding on to your support. You are teaching your brain to adapt. You are not trying to become a tightrope walker. You are simply giving your brain a more diverse library of experiences to draw from. By practicing on a slightly softer surface at home, in a controlled way, you are preparing yourself for the thick carpet at your daughter's house or the grass at the park. You are replacing the fear of the unknown with the confidence of preparation. Today, we shifted our focus from simply working harder to working smarter. We pulled back the curtain on 3 of the most common mistakes that can hold you back, keeping you on a frustrating balance plateau no matter how much effort you put in. You learned that looking up, not down, is what reawakens your body's natural balance systems. You learned how to use your support not as a permanent crutch, but as a temporary tool in a smart, progressive way. And you learned that preparing for the real world means safely introducing small, controlled challenges, not just sticking to the perfect, easy path. You now possess knowledge that many people never learn. This knowledge is your new superpower. It transforms your daily practice from a list of exercises into a mindful, intelligent conversation with your body. But like any conversation, it thrives on consistency. True, lasting stability isn't built in one session. It's forged in the small, smart decisions you make every single day. It's the decision to look at the wall instead of the floor. It's the decision to try using just your fingertips for support today. It's the decision to stand on a towel for 30 seconds while the kettle boils. These small, intelligent actions are the building blocks of profound change. They are what will give you the unshakable confidence to walk across any room, navigate any store, and live your life with a sense of freedom, not fear. So if you are ready to stop just practicing and start making real, intelligent progress, I invite you to join our community of smart movers. Go to the comments section right now and write the phrase, "I will train smarter." It's a powerful declaration. It's a commitment to yourself that you will use this new knowledge to finally break through your plateau. I promise you, your commitment inspires everyone who reads it. If this video opened your eyes to a new way of thinking about balance, please do 2 more things. Share it with a friend who might be feeling just as stuck as you were. You could change their entire outlook with one simple click. And finally, so you don't miss our upcoming videos, including a guide to the best shoes for improving balance and a special routine for those with knee pain, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to your own well-being. You have the tools, you have the knowledge. Now go forward and build that solid foundation. Stay strong, stay steady, and I will see you in the next video.